Hello dear, it's me Mr. Ken, welcoming you to another interesting lesson. You will recall that in our last class, we learned some important spelling rules, such as spelling E before I before E, and spelling words that have silent letters. We did promise to continue with this lesson series, so today we'll be looking at other rules like dropping letter E, retaining letter E, and doubling consonants in words. So it promises to be an interesting one. Now the big question is, when do we drop letter E in words? What are you thinking right now? What are you thinking? Okay, let's find out. Now, first of all, we drop the letter E when a suffix begins with a vowel. I just talked about two words that may be strange or not totally strange to you. First of all, suffix and then vowel. Let's remind ourselves. First of all, a suffix is a letter or letters added to the end of a root word to change its meaning. You will recall we talked about some examples of suffix in our previous classes, okay? We talked about S, ing, ed, er, ness, ly, and so on, okay? So if I say boy and I add s is a suffix. And if I say reader and I add er is a suffix. Go, going, ing in going is a suffix. And of course, vowel, you remember your a, e, I, o, u. Okay, so drop letter E when a suffix begins with a vowel. For example, in the word joke, joke is 4-letter word, J-O-K-E. Okay, now should I want to add a suffix such as ER to make it a joker, okay, then I shouldn't take along the E in joke. I drop it so that I can accommodate the ER. You see? So I have joker. Okay? I have joking. I have joked. So the ER, ING, ED are all suffixes which we added by dropping the letter E in joke. Such other examples are write, then writer, writing. Okay, but there are exceptions to this rule, such as when we have be, being, seeing. I didn't have to drop the E before taking the suffix. Now, when do we return letter E? A number of factors will make us return letter E. Let's consider some of them. First of all, we return letter E in words that end in silent E, and such words whose suffix begin with a consonant. Okay, now look at the word care. Care as in to take care of someone. Okay, to care about someone. Now in the word care, letter E is silent. Okay, silent letter there. So before I take the suffix ful, you notice what happens? I dropped the E in care. Okay, I retained the E in care. So I have careful. So also did I do in home, where letter E is silent. So I have homeless, closeness. Okay, so you can think of other examples. Now we also return letter E in words ending in CE or GE before adding the suffix able. Now think of words that ended in CE or GE. I have notice ended in CE, Now I want to take the suffix able alongside notice. I have noticeable. Okay, so I didn't drop the letter E. If I had dropped the letter E, I would have something that sounds a bit awkward like noticable, and I don't think that would be the right pronunciation of the word. So it's noticeable. So we maintain that soft CE sound, okay, and that soft GE sound in manageable and changeable. So these are all examples of words where we retain letter E. Now, in English language, some words have two possible spellings when you add the suffix able, okay? So don't get them confused, or don't assume that your friend is not doing the right thing. For example, I can spell likeable where I retain E, and likeable where I dropped the letter E. So on your screen you can see likeable. Then you can see likeable also where I dropped letter E. Such example is also in movable and movable, okay? So both are accepted. Now, there are always exceptions, and that's the beauty of English spelling rules. So you must pay heed to exceptions, okay? So the exception to retaining the letter E is that you keep the final E in words ending in double E, OE, and YE. See the example of seeing, canoeist, and dying. I mean dyeing clothes or whatever. Okay, not the DIE, the DYE. Okay, all right. So these are exceptions to the rule. Now let's make progress. When do we double consonants in words? You should remember that some words double their consonants after a suffix is added to them, while others do not. So there are reasons for these characteristics, and we want to look at it. When do we double consonants in words? Now we do so when a word ends with a single vowel and a consonant. Okay? Then in that case, before adding a suffix that begins with a vowel, I must make sure that I double the consonants. Now look at the word begin. Begin is 5-letter words which ended with letters I and N. I is a vowel, N is a consonant, okay? So we have a word that ended with a single vowel and a consonant. Now, before I added the suffix, I made sure to double the N, which is the consonant now, okay? Before taking the suffix ing. So I have beginning. Did you see double N there? So even in beginner, you see double N, okay? All right. So also we have it for stop, which ended in letter O, a vowel, and followed by a consonant P. I have stopper. I doubled the P. That's the usual rule. That is the usual rule. We have it in stopping and stopped as well. Now, do not double the final consonant if the suffix begins with a consonant. Okay? Do not. So if I have a suffix like MENT, NESS, so I shouldn't double the consonant in sheep or sad, else I will have an awkward spelling, okay, and that will be wrong. So take note of that. Okay, so shipment, just a single P, sadness, just a single D. Now, when a word ends with a consonant and a Y, please make sure to change the Y to I if the suffix does not begin with a consonant. Example is in the word cry. Okay, now it ended in the letter Y. Now I want to add the suffix ES and ED. So what do? I change the Y to I, and I have cries. I have cried. I have worry, which ended in letter Y too. I have worries, and I have worried. Okay, so take note of that. It's a very popular plural rule as well. You will come across that when changing words to plural, changing nouns to plural. Okay, all right. Now make sure you do not change the y to I if the suffix begins with I. So in the word try, there will be no need changing y to I so as to take the suffix ing. Okay, that will be totally wrong. It will be a wrong spelling. So try, trying, you still retain your y. Worry, worrying. Okay, so much having been said, we want to let you know that spelling is very important, so very, very important in whatever you do in writing. And to be able to keep your spellings right, make sure that you remember to practice it. Okay, use quizzes and whatever to practice spellings. And remember also that you have to boost your confidence when you spell. So right now we've come to the end of this very fantastic lesson. I want you to proceed to do your fun game and thereafter do your assignments. Until I meet you again in the next class, continue to remain safe. I love you. Bye.